Thank you for tuning in. This is DJ Fobfresh from SegaShiro.com, and today we're looking at an 18-plus hentai shooter entitled Steam Hearts. Steam Hearts is a vertical scrolling shooter developed by Giga, first released on the PC98 platform, then to the TurboGrafx-16 or PC Engine, and then finally to the Sega Saturn in 1998. So this is a game that started in 94 and kept being remade. Only on the Sega Saturn could you have a vert-scrolling softcore porn shooter. In many ways, this is the exact opposite of Choaniki. That's not to say this game doesn't have its own fetish intact, it does. I'm surprised that furries everywhere don't champion this game as the title that, demonstrates their lifestyle to the fullest extent. Now in Steam Hearts, you control one of two pilots, either Blondia Veridia or Valindia Veridia. These are a brother and sister duo here. Let's take a moment here to look at the story. All the events take place on the world of Westinia, a fictional planet inhabited by thousands of these elven cat-like creatures. The Westinians have greatly advanced technology, and as such, they've already begun to build giant mechas, Japanese-styled mechas and robots, and are well-versed in space travel. Westinia is divided up into 5 major continents or areas, each with a female guardian. Unfortunately, one day, all of the 5 guardians go nuts, and start launching violent attacks on their own areas. Now, the only thing that can turn these cat women back to normal is, well, the sperm, or man juice, if you will, of the main character, Flo. And so, your mission throughout the entire game is to attack the enemy, destroy their crazy mecha creation, and then, well, have sex with them. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a surprisingly detailed story for a game that's meant to titillate and do probably not much else. Unfortunately, if you're an English-speaking import gamer, you're not really going to get any of that storyline because it's all in Japanese. However, the menu system is all in English, so that's helpful. There's 2 modes, arcade mode and Saturn mode. Saturn mode has all of the cutscenes and softcore porn sections intact, while arcade mode is just the stripped-down shooter with little else. There's also a score attack mode. The game also allows you to save, so you can replay levels at your own convenience. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, the Saturn version is the most censored version of the game. The original PC98 and the PC Engine feature a lot more of the graphical nudity than this title does. However, what you do get is a better looking, better playing video game. So this one scrolls better, has 2-player mode than either of the previous ports. So in that sense, the Saturn version is the most superior, however, it's not as hardcore as the earlier editions. So after you defeat one of the bosses in the game, you're treated to suggestive still shots of decent quality artwork, backed by very, very awkward voice acting. I didn't say bad, just awkward. Now this game does have a few other features that are kind of cool. One, it's a vert scroller that actually pans across a whole 4x3 screen. Most vert shooters do the cropping on the sides, or you have to use tape mode, which requires you to actually flip your screen to get the full view. So in that sense, it's kind of cool. There's not a lot of vert scrolling shooters on the Saturn that do this. Now in any shoot 'em up, one of the things that is important is your weapon system. And in this game, Giga has given you a huge arsenal and lots of different power-ups and sidearms to really pack a punch while you're flying through the game. In this shooter, you actually feel like you can do some damage, and there's some pretty cool power-ups that aid you in your quest. Another cool feature is that you also have a booster option, which lets you get out of tight situations a little bit faster. However, that said, this still isn't a top-tier shooter on the Saturn. This is a little bit subpar, and I think what happens is as you're playing it, it has a very incomplete feel to it. Despite being improved over the other versions, the scrolling is still a little bit janky, and it's sometimes hard to spot the bullets as they come at you. At the very least, this remains an interesting footnote in the history of M-rated gaming. This is DJ Fobfresh signing out, saying thanks for watching.